A judge issued a temporary restraining order that blocks the deployment of National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon. However, tensions continue to rise outside of the ICE building in South Portland, where it appears several arrests have already been made today and protesters have continued to clash with ICE agents. Here's Tanvia Varma with our sister station in Portland with more.
High energy during protests this afternoon. I want to show you some remnants of confrontation. If you look on the floor, you can see a blue-looking substance. That is remnants of what appeared to be a gas deployed against protesters who are blocking the driveway to the ICE facility. Protesters being sprayed with what looked like gas after blocking the driveway outside the ICE facility. Our crew seeing at least one person detained, though earlier in the day, a different story. What looked like over 100 people marching peacefully outside the ICE building.
Right now, they're trying to criminalize any form of dissent. So I just wanted to make it clear and simple that I don't agree.
And I think it's important for us to come out and stay, united and strong.
Also happening Saturday, the decision in the state of Oregon and the city of Portland versus the federal government released.
Judge Aaron Mergood ultimately agreed with us and granted the temporary restraining order today, effectively stopping the president from federalizing the National Guard.
As the judge noted in her decision, we provided substantial evidence that the protests at the Portland ICE facility were not significantly violent or disruptive in the days or even the weeks leading up to the president's directive.
But this is not the end of the legal battle.
Current temporary restraining order will last for 14 days. We will be back in front of the judge asking for an extension of that, ultimately getting to the 26th of October so we can get a preliminary injunction which will last a longer period of time.
That preliminary injunction is a longer pause that can last until a judge decides the merits of the arguments on both sides. The White House sending us a statement reading, President Trump exercised his lawful authority to protect federal assets and personnel in Portland following violent riots and attacks on law enforcement. We expect to be vindicated by a higher court. Protests outside the ICE facility have been happening for months. For more on those protests, you can go to our website at KATU.com. This is Tanvia Varma reporting for K2 News.
Meantime, the White House says the president has also directed his team to begin reviewing aid that can potentially be cut to Portland. Take a listen.
We will not fund states that allow anarchy. There will also be an additional surge of federal resources to Portland immediately, including enhanced CBP and ICE resources. Law and order will prevail, and President Trump will make sure of it.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt also criticized Thursday's arrest of conservative influencer Nick Sorter. She said the 27-year-old was defending himself from left-wing protesters while documenting the protests. The president has also authorized the deployment of 300 National Guard troops to Chicago. The Guard members' primary mission will be to protect federal officers and property in Chicago. The president's action comes after protesters gathered at an immigration and customs enforcement facility on Friday. That demonstration led to more than a dozen arrests. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said the Defense Department gave him an ultimatum today. Either he authorized the deployment of National Guard troops or the federal government will do it.
What I have been warning of is now being realized. One thing is clear, none of what Trump is doing is making Illinois safer.
President Trump has ordered similar deployments in Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, Memphis, and Portland, Oregon, and he's hinted at a similar order for Baltimore. President Trump says the deployments are to fight crime. Pritzker says the president's latest move is, quote, performative. Unaccompanied migrant children are being offered $2,500 to voluntarily leave the United States. That's according to a notice obtained by ABC News. ABC reports that the one-time resettlement stipend is being offered by the Department of Homeland Security for reintegration efforts in the migrants' home country. It reportedly applies to migrants 14 years old and younger who are in government custody and don't hail from Mexico. The increase in deportations, voluntary or involuntary, come as migrant encounters have fallen off dramatically at the southern border. Customs and Border Protection reported just over 6,000 encounters in August and 4,500 in July at the southwest land border. Compare those figures to the same months in 2024, when CBP reported more than 50,000 encounters each month. Fewer migrants are making the trek as the Trump administration has rejected asylum claims and vowed deportations.